Hello and thank you for tuning in. This video is about training for jumping puzzles. So if you are good at jumping puzzles or you think you're good at jumping puzzles, then do not watch this because it's not for you. But if you struggle and you find that you're running out of time or needing help making certain jumps, then maybe this video might be a help for you. So right now my character is in Hoelbrak. That's the Norn starting city. And as you can see on the map, I'm down kind of towards the center where there's the big meeting place and the fire that's down there. We'll actually be going up the stairs towards where the crafting and banking and everything like that is. And there's a little pathway there that is perfect for obstacles and setting up for jumping puzzles. Alright, so once you get set up into place, to do a nice little warm-up, you just run down this corridor, this lane, and just jump over all the beams that are there. I know it seems really simple, but I found that what really helps me out with jumping puzzles is I'm always jumping, I'm always trying to jump on something or jump over something or something like that. So it's just a nice little simple warm-up. You jump over all the beams all the way down this corridor, and then we'll turn around and do the next exercise. Now on this one, you're gonna try to jump on the beam. So we're gonna run down and jump on every single beam that's down there. If you miss it, no big problem. You're not falling off any cliffs. So this is practice, so you don't need to be perfect. It just helps with your timing, and you get a feel for how far your character can jump, and it deals with timing. So now I do want to point out something here. You'll notice that I'm going at a pretty good pace. You want to keep up your speed and get your precision down later, instead of working on your precision and adding speed. Also, camera angles are really important. So kind of pay attention to that and find out what works best for you. Alright, so this next jump that we're going to do is a side jump, and how we're going to set this up is we're going to be on the left hand side. We're going to jump across the middle beam that we're running parallel to, and onto the cross beams that go across the road. Now this helps with any side jumps that you might have, as well as moving, getting used to going around corners or moving your camera around, and as well as doing different timings of jumps, because it's not always consistent, and so it just gives you a good feel for the side jumping. I realized during the Winter's Day jumping puzzle that this was a really big factor in it, and I was able to get this down, and it really helped me out with my speed during that jumping puzzle. So I also find that it's almost with every jumping puzzle there's some sideways movement to it, so this really helps with that. And again, it's just practice. You don't have to be perfect. Keep up your speed, and the rest will come. And so and don't get discouraged. The nice thing that the thing I like best about these is that you can actually do these while you're waiting in a party, or waiting for friends, or just wanting to kill some time while you're chatting with your guild. You can just go to a city and find out certain points of that interest you in jumping, and you can make your own course out. Alright, so next, see this big ramp. It has a tighter woven pattern of beams, and so what I'm going to do now is just look at how the beams are laying, and kind of decide what type of jumps I want to work on at that given moment. So you see I'm just kind of jumping over them and trying to miss the beams. Actually, I landed on a few of them, but next I'll just run up the side here and try to miss the beams again, and just weaving in and out. Really, I'm just trying to I'm getting a feel for my character and how it jumps, and moving my camera around and working on camera angles and speed of jumps. And so that's what I'm doing here. Looking down, your jump is different from higher elevation, so I'm kind of doing a little jump tap thing. And I've realized that a lot of those jumps are kind of like that, and so I'll be doing some more of those on the way down. And I'm here just working on side jumps, getting used to elevation changes, whatever. So yeah, you can, here it's really nice. You can kind of do whatever you want. You see something that you want to try to jump to, do it. You notice I'm kind of taking my time a little bit more on these ones. You kind of have to. If you just jump straight down on these more precise jumps, then you'll just over jump them all. But what I found here is coming down, this jump routine is kind of, you find it a lot. I know on the jumping puzzle it was there, but there's also pipes that are laid across certain jumping puzzles, or short little jumps that you have to do, and it's about that timing all the time. So it was actually a pleasant surprise. I wasn't seeing that when I first started doing this, but you'll notice that when you do jumping puzzles, there's certain timings that replay themselves, and that was definitely one of them. Alright, so now moving on. Now we're moving to little closer jumps here, baby jumps. Just getting a feel again for different styles of jumps, different styles of terrain, so you can train your eyes to pick out different things. You notice I was jumping over all the white lines onto the lighter sections, because there's snow-covered cracks and non-snow-covered cracks. Now I'm jumping from snow-covered crack to snow-covered crack, trying to. It's really tough for me to do the smaller jumps. That's something that I struggle with more than most things on the jumping puzzle. So I was just practicing that, and you notice how high I am on my camera view. I'm straight down on my character to try to help me out the best I can on getting right on those cracks, and not going too far, not going too shallow. So camera angles very important for me. I discovered that on the Halloween jumping puzzle that took me 4 hours to do. Once I got my camera angle down and my mouse movement down, it was a heck of a lot easier. And this gives you a closed environment to do that. So you're not worried about dying or falling off or starting over. You can just keep going and doing your thing. So the last thing that I wanted to do and show you is just kind of a freestyle. I won't be talking all the way through it because I don't think I could fill enough, but in towns you can do a lot of stuff. So I walked up on that beam, I jumped over onto this crafting wall, where some of the crafting stations are, I guess, and I'm just trying to find different things that I jump to, kind of trial and error. You notice that I can't jump to this side beam over there because I fell off and the angle's too steep, so I have to run back around and try it again to get it back up there. But this is really helpful, I found, because a lot of times when you're on a jumping puzzle for the first time, or you're trying to find a better way, you have to find the weird routes. And so this is what I look for when I'm in a town. I try to find a place that I want to get up to and find a route to it, or I find something neat that I want to jump onto, and I see what other jumps that are available, so I can jump on or around or through or over or whatever works. So I just playing around, and then here I noticed that there's a beam over there that I wanted to try to jump to. I almost got to it, but just from playing around in the past, I know that you can jump onto these railings if you have a large enough angle onto them. So I'm gonna try to do that here, and then I get on to posts, and I'm trying to jump from post to post. So here it's a little bit more precise. You fall off, you have to jump back on, and but it's all practice. So it's not always perfect, but that's why they call it practice and training. So once I finally figure out how to stay on this beam, I'll be going up and down and just trying out different jumps here. And again, this is just a look into, I mean, I'm doing this constantly, you know, in line arts. I'm jumping from pillar to pillar, which I may do a video on that if people find this helpful. If no one finds this helpful, then whatever. I probably won't. This is for me, if nothing else, but also for some friends of mine or anyone new who's new to jumping puzzles. So hopefully it helps out. But you notice there I went from beam, jump, and I had to slow down a little bit, but I landed back on that beam. Here, just try not to fall off as I'm jumping along, and made it to that beam again, and then I tried to jump from that other railing and got stuck, and then here's me just proceeding to fail at jumping back on there because the beam was too shallow. But anyway, that's pretty much all there is to my video. If you like it, let me know, leave a comment, and I'll see if about doing any more. If it doesn't help you, then you know, that's alright. I wish you the best of luck on further jumping puzzles, and hope you enjoy them as much as I do. So until next time, God bless, and happy jumping.